I used to clean toilets, and it wasn't that long ago. Now, why am I sharing this story with you? Because I think perspective is important, and sometimes we struggle to see the forest through the trees. We struggle to see our own potential. I succumb to the reality of I need to clean toilets, and I need to clean toilets because there's no other option for me. That's what I felt, that's what I thought was true. Now, I was also really deliberate in that space, and why I gave myself no choice because I was at a stage in my life, and this was only about 4 years ago. I was going through a pretty deep transition and transformation, maybe three to 4 years ago. And it was one of those very dark nights of the soul. But at the same time, I was developing this acuity, this clarity around my vision, my mission, my dharma, my purpose, who I wanted to be in the world. And whilst having a full time job was accessible to me, which would have helped a great deal from a perspective of energy and money flow coming in, of feeling safe, I knew I needed to create. I knew I needed to build out my programs. Now, some of those programs, they're okay. They're okay. But I needed to do that at that point because it gave me an opportunity to connect to these deeper parts of myself that were scared to be seen. And I'm wondering if you can relate to that. They're scared to be shown to the world, to create something, but to then potentially have it mocked or to have it abused, to have it criticized and judged. And that was a big wound for me as a young boy, being judged and being criticized, never being enough in the eyes of my father, never being seen in a way that was real, that was just seen for me, never accepted and appreciated. And so putting this work out into the world was very confronting, but at the same time, I knew I had to do it. So why was I cleaning toilets? A friend of mine who owned a business in car detailing and panel beating and car repair, mechanical repairs and so forth, had a big business. And at that particular office or that workshop, he had maybe, I don't know, 30 or 40 people working there. And my job was to clean cars and clean the toilets and the workshop floor. And it was fucking humbling. And it brought up a lot of stuff. But it gave me flexibility. The pay wasn't great and I was a labourer. It wasn't great at all. However, it helped me eat. It helped me get by. Now, I was also very blessed that I was staying in a family home that was rent-free. So, blessings for that. There was a lot of stuff that came up though with all of that. And whilst I was working casually and part-time and flexible with my hours, I was able to create and immerse myself in that. And I would stay up late and create, and all my energy was going into reading and understanding and being in my own space. But that job was bringing up a lot of stuff for me. Now, I've been in the coaching space for years. So I was still sort of coaching, but I'd paused that because I was going through my own dark night of the soul. I couldn't really serve at that level and be in integrity and feel in integrity. So that was an income source that had come down. But not only that, it was something that I was passionate about that I could not do. But the ego deaths, pluralize that shit, that came from that was profound. I would sit there on my 20-minute break and think, what am I doing? I have multiple university degrees. I know all these amazing people. What am I doing here? But something felt right. I was called. I was pulled. I wasn't pushed. I was pulled into this space. I was pulled to be this person. I was pulled to have these experiences. I had to surrender. I had to trust, not be resigned or be in resignation or victimhood. I chose to trust and surrender to the power of this is the choice that I'm making. I'm being deliberate. I'm being intentional. I'm seeing this through. There's something here for me. And I had to trust that. And that wasn't an easy thing to do. Because again, these stories came up. The ego came up. I'm better than this. I deserve more. I should be in a better place. You know, I'm 33, 34, 35 years old and I'm still dealing with this shit. What's wrong with me? It allowed me to go deeper into those wounds of self-worth, not feeling enough, not being enough, the overcompensation. How I would be an exceptional athlete, or at least try to be. How I would be involved in risky business deals. Maybe they'd pay off, maybe they wouldn't, but people would perceive me as courageous. I had to let all of those stories go. I was a toilet cleaner. And I'll tell you, when you're cleaning the toilets of 30 or 40 tradesmen, it's not pretty. But it was humbling. And it was something. And it gave me perspective. And I look back at my life, and it wasn't that long ago, and I look where I am today because of many choices that I made, and many people that assisted me, because no man is an island and I'm no lone ranger. I had the help and the assistance and the guidance of so many. But I look back at that very short time ago, and I cannot believe how much my life has changed. And I share this, as Tony Robbins says, not to impress you, but to impress upon you the possibility and the potentiality of transformation, and how accessible it can be to us if we just trust our own judgments, if we just trust our own path, if we believe in who we are, if we see ourselves in a way that we've never seen ourselves before, if we can give ourselves that grace and make those choices and trust, no matter what the outcome, and not be attached to that, not have that emotional attachment that it has to go a particular way for me to define myself and to feel certain about myself, to feel happy, to feel joyful, to feel enough. If we can do that, magic unravels in the mystery. And so I ask you, what's your next step in life? Is it an immersion into the mystery, into the unknown, into the wonder of uncertainty? And do you need to create that for yourself in order to create and forge a new path that is more authentic and real to you, as opposed to living the path that someone else wants you to live, or society is asking you to live? Power and blessings. I'll see you soon.